This day 1505 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. They're doing your Adesim race like base, seafood base, the Chafalov. Your base. After Amy eat Treifa, even if the mother of the bird is a Treifa, so going to die within a mortal wound within 12 months, Sky Bishluch, you have to send away. Look at otherwise, Lamali Tzipor Lamai Tamea, why do we need the word Tzipor to preclude a Tamea? Came to Treifa potter, if you potter to send away a Treif bird, Kosh came to Tamea, it's only potter to send away a Tome bird. About a Rose coming to tell us the Treifa Chayiv that a treifa still defines the tipor and therefore it's chayv. Zel be'im be'aim. That's about where the mother treifa. Banim can treifas, but if the progeny are treif, potter. And you examine avshem sheri, even the mother was kosher. See that's banim tikach loch. Says the progeny should take for you. The ashirin lolik lavecha. You for you and not for your dogs. Utreifa and every other Spain. Treifa is not suitable for us ourselves. Chena beitzim muzaros. Also the eggs were. I'm not sure. I'm trying to say strange. Muzaros literally, but they were strange. Veikum ruchavas means they're like rotten. Patim shilach here, exam from shilach. Cheni maya frachim ayugdalim. Kol kach also the chicks are so large. Achuchli frach patzon they can fly out of the nest themselves. Patim shilach here, exam from shilach haken. Chach shonu chachayim mishnah shlam. This is what the chachamim tells us the mishnah there. Vayim avetzes havrachim abitzim. The mother is crouching on the chicks or on the eggs. Ma frachim ne'ekayama, just like chicks are viable. So to eggs which are viable, Yatzim are opposed to strange eggs. It's like eggs require the mother. This also the chicks also have to require the mother. Yotzu Afrika as opposed to ones could fly on their own. So also it's only the mother's crouch if the mother crouches. If the father is crouching on the eggs, which is true about some eggs, and is not required to shulach, even though we know it's their father. Such as a dove which only mates with its actual mate. Nevertheless, there's no shilach haken. You can of to tamei or rovetza beitzi of tahor. If you have a non-kosher bird which is crouching on kosher eggs, or Torah beitza of tamei or vice versa, patim shilach zem from shilach haken. Abo Torah beitza tor. But if you have a one kosher bird which is crouching on a kosher eggs, even though they're not the same species, when it goes or beitza such as a hen which is roosting on goose eggs, or beitza or dove eggs, anything similar. Chai b'shluach, your chai b'shluach came to term since they're both Torah birds. We come nevertheless. Pasuk Rambam nim lo shalach inu loke. This if you don't do shluach, you don't get malchus. The Zel Bible is a question in the Gemara. So Sham Mashmal Hedi Sheyesh Min Of Echad Shekrot Korah. There's a sense in the Gemara that there's a certain type of bird called a korah. The Vadai Chayik Shoshavas Ezamin Beitzim Sheyu that you're required to send away when it's sitting on any type of eggs. What you term as long as they are Torah eggs, they should dark the because it normally sits on eggs which are not its own. Ram Shmit said the Ram left it out. And nearly time why? Seems to be the reason says do a lot of mahu. We don't know what type of bird this is. Came me mail therefore everything is in doubt. Vatur heavy lezeh ayin sham. Vayivi odeh the bad korah patim mishluach. It means to mean that besides korah, if you find another species crouching on another Torah species which is not its own egg, you exempt. Avdin eskim Rambam ayin sham, but he increased the Rambam lehalacha that you should send it away. You don't get malchus if you didn't. You doubt shluach again ain't in way, but over sheyesh v'loem bailim. The shluach is not by the birds which have owners. The mizgalim bateim has the same and grew up domesticated in their houses and their yards, in their other properties, so same in their fields. Therefore, if you have geese and hens or doves, shebeshavach and a dovecot or a coop, shemizgalim which grew up in the jurisdiction of the owner, and they're not relevant to shluach. So it says ki ken see because if it comes in front of you, a bird's nest, it ain't a mikra. It's not a comes in front of you. It's not a happenstance. Sheish them by them, but they have owners. It's going to tell us the Mishnah Shulaken ain't no Shulaken only applies to birds which are not designated for you. In other words, they don't have a designated owner. These guys, after they grew up wild. People try to go even a hen which fled from the house, Morda and rebelled, and does not return, half care. and it grows up in the field as if it's ownerless. So about mistashim, and the owner is given up hope. Dina kehefker, it's status like hefker v'chay b'shuach, and it has to do you have to do shuach on it. Tesla v'zelshon rabbeinu b'yisrael base. This is the base says kenem zuman etzlo, a nest which is designated by him kigon yonim, such as dove shedakim ligonim bnei adam, bebatim, which normally grow with human beings in houses. V'avazim targolim, and geese and hens. The shekinu b'bayis, which have nest in the house, are your potar. But birds of a dovecot or of a second, like an attic, a second floor. And birds which nested in tvichim, and in brackets he says your perish cheres. It means pottery vessels, habani b'ksam, which are built into the walls. Asher sham tziporim kanenu, where birds make them nest. Ubeboros, or in wells. Ba'avazim targolim, and geese and hens which kinu a paraseb nest in a orchard. Chayv reliable. Shalohuk b'sah aim me'al beitzim klal mishitilam. This is only if the mother has not been lifted up above the eggs once she laid them. Avim hukba aim me'al lehem. But if the mother bird has been lifted above them, it goes shalo if these places are his, his yard has acquired it for him. And therefore it's designated and is exempt for the base Yosef. What it means to say is that we hold the yard of a person acquires him goods even without his intent, as long as it's a yard. And Mishnah is safeguarding. Which is the mission to race. Which is Mishnah Ches. Can lama chayv osam shekinu b'pardes. So that's the case. Why are birds which nested in the orchard chayv? The orchard has an owner, b'zochu b'hem, and he acquired them. So they're designated between Mishloach. We should examine Mishloach again. Chazal said there the oslis because the team calls man she'en robetz aleim. Now it's acquire the eggs as long as the mother's crouching on them. So it's going to also acquire the eggs for him. The game of the Iula Matizah is that he's not allowed to acquire them until after Shulach. Lo Zachir Chatzero, his Chatzer also does not acquire them for him. But once the mother was lifted up over the birds, even on her own, at which point you can be zoicha in the eggs or in the chicks. His chatzer also acquires him on his behalf. At that point, they become designated. They're exempt from shluch again. Yudzayin. Any place you find it's required to undergo the mitzvah shluch. Whether you find it on a tree, ben baretz, whether on the ground, or a boros, or in wells, sichin, dugouts, and more is the case. We find a nest in the sea, such as if a tree is uprooted with the nest, bushlayam is tossed into the sea. Sheikh Siva says, Baderech. It says you find Baderech, V'yamik Derech, and the sea is called a Derech. The sea of no same by Yom Derech. Yishai Mem Gimel Tezayin. You find a nest on the top of a person's head. It was like a hippie, had very long hair. About Praim Shemdinos Hodu. It says like hermits, it's like the wild hermits in like India. I think there's a word for them. His bunyan B'yorim, which live hermits' lives in forests. Melkam Echad in a certain place. The Nikbats Ofar Rosho. And he had dirt on his head. They read Elfos, since there's so many birds, Yeshosim Kinim Kakanim Al Harashem. There are those who make nests on their heads, or the heads of any other animal. Bezel Kivaritz, it's like on the ground. So you can see about Dama Rosho. There's a Shmuel Beis, Peritas Vav, dirt on his head. Whether in it's a public domain or private domain, Bristol suburbs or fields, or crumbing and vineyards, yaros and forests, forests and deserts. Chai b'shluch, you have to send away the mother bird. If the bird comes back to the nest as long as the eggs or the chicks are still there. Chayiv other time l'shalach. You have to send away again. Feel may point even 100 times. Dichtiv shalach to shalach. Feel kama pamim several times. Avim nata abanim me'aken. But once you took the progeny from the nest, af sheichzin l'ken, even though you put it back in the can, because they malayim and the mother came back and sat on them. Havion kim mezuman. At that point, they consider designated upot mishloach. You examine doing any further shluach. Sheikvar zocha b'banim. You already acquired the progeny. Yudches nan. We learned in the Mishnah. Kuflan ches on base and schulin. Shluach again. Noi b'chulin. Shluach again only applies to chulin. V'lo b'kachim, not b'korbanos. Shein any yochol kaim shalach to shlach. And now to send away. Sheitzarach lebi lemi hektish. If the mother is a bird is hektish, you have to bring it as a korban. V'kashu. We're going to difficult. Anyway, it's not relevant. Once you're makdish and mistamishlo, we assume it's yours. It's not yours. It can't consecrate. Can't have a kamzuma. So it's designated. Yeah, that's not a question. So it could be that we find the following case. Time goes to Berek Habayis. You consecrated a hen for a Berek Habayis, not for a korban. Moridan rebelled, uparcham men and flew away. The Chulin, that's good to have left your jurisdiction. Never Shulach applies. Much time is simply new doubt. But by Hektish, it does not leave the jurisdiction of Hektish. Famous principle. Anywhere it is, it's still belongs to Hektish. Lashem arts and laws. The God belongs to the earth and its contents. You have to therefore even though left is his jurisdiction, and B'shluch still can't do shiluach nation circle most of Gizbar because you have to give it to the treasurer of the Beis Hamikdash. He uvana it and its progeny, because Ram so Berik Gim Ayin Sham. You test. Because Rabbi Yehuda says Sif test. Rabbi says by twice a matlis okanfei notza of acher. By the way, he doesn't mean down as far as I can tell that it says in Marachulin that there, if you find a nest in the air, there's no shulchan because derech avir leikra derech, which is why some poskim hold not to make a brichas hagoyimel after you fly, because it's not called over drachim, because derech avir lo ikra derech. It's Rogachover and Rav Rudim and Zichron Tzaddik Bracha. Your test. Because Rabbi Yehuda says, "If test, Chaysam at least Okanfi Yona me'of acher o beitzim musaros o siyim minali v'ken." If there was a rag or feathers from a different bird or rotten eggs which interrupt between the mother bird and the nest, or the two rows of eggs one on top of each other, because the feather goes to say the yon and her wings touch the upper level. Or there was a mother on top of another mother. Or there was the male was on the nest and the mother was on the male. I raise him shlach after shlach. We don't do shlach. Ain't no look. Don't get markers of kamashano. Call it and bites. These all questions of more evolution that are not resolved. Eggs on top of eggs like a show road to little tachtonim. You want to take the lower ones, so you let him have a hefsek. So if the top one, upper ones, we consider to be interruption, then then the ones below we consider as if there's someone else low and not in the nest. What's like you're allowed to take them. Rak Shem love but on the other, but since we're not sure that the upper ones are chatzitza, are interruption, also you can't take them. Can't have a study there's a doubt. But if they have the upper eggs, the aim and the mother, leg of suffix, then you have to do shulach. If you want the upper eggs, because the mother's crouching on them. You have definitely mitzvah shulach on them. If you take the mother or the eggs before you send away the mother bird, you're going to get malchus in that scenario, like anytime you do it improperly. So if you take the progeny before you take the send away the mother, raise a loika. Get malchus. First you send away the mother, and only then can you take the progeny. If you slaughtered some of the simanim, the kind of invested the trachea esophagus of the chicks in the nest before you take them, it's as if you did shiluach. You loshlag in a loke, if you don't send away the mother at that point, you don't get malchus or kind of shono. Meaning, there's a doubt. If you leave the birds this way and didn't complete the shechita, harain sheifa, then the birds are treif. Send away the mother bird. Or I'm sure it's possible. Came into beyond ligmar shechita. On the other hand, it's possible to complete the shechita. Tikach loch karinambu. You can't. It is possible to take them in a state where they can usable at least. But the shluach required to shluach. My rate the b'shua shishach noitalei. What's about case when you shecht you took away the mother. Because shishach had b'chad yoda. So she didn't shechita on one hand, but noitalei and b'yoda. She take the mother with the second hand. V'leika afilu shir mash. There's no interruption at all. Till yeshir and even there's a shir mash and there's a slight interruption. Either on a machmiran. Machmiran k'mash kosa tzivko gimel. Even though we're machers, it sees we'll see in Sifcha Gimel. Avaloi Peskim Materim. Most of us can permit this. K'mash Ksam L'Sham. Chen Liyah Shulach Haken Ein Lo Hakel. Even though Shulach Haken, you can't be Mako. It's not considered to be hefsek, and therefore you have to send away the mother bird. Chafaf Haisim Ofefes Haken. If it's flying over the ken, so then Im Aknafen Ogos Baken. If its wings touch the ken. Chayav l'shloach have to do shlach. If not part you're exempt. Abapi should be showing the side even though they touch from the side. But Rama Pasuk even though goes chayav. Ram Tumas if they touch from the side you're also chayav. Zeshim v'or b'gemar the part that which gemar you're exempt. Zel b'mefefes minatzad. That's when it's flying on the side. Avlon fesalim and not when it's flying over them and touching on the side. Rabbi Chokalobas there are many people argue the Rama. Be myself Sheves ben Abeitzim ben Afrochim. It was sitting amongst the eggs or the chicks. I feel guys when even to touch them. Part that you're exempt. It says on the eggs, on the chicks. Not amongst them. So Shevis Hashneim Fe'alin was sitting on two tree branches. And the can is underneath it. We look kosher to Shemedes. That's what anytime if she would like shake her lose the tree, she was on the eggs. The Korean that's considered to be the mother crouching on the eggs. If not, in Rab Potter. If the mother is required to be mishtalech, and she's also used even for the purposes of bar mitzvah, can go to taras and mitzvah, such as do taras mitzvah, you have to do the shiluach. Which brings us to the end for today. There is no Sifchov Gimel. So if we're looking at Sifchov Gimel, must be a typo. That is the end of the end of. Yep, the end of Hilchos Shluach again. Okay.